The Innovation Theater at CSEMP Edge 24 is sponsored by Gaines. Move forward faster.
Good afternoon. It's thanks for being here. It's a tough spot. I know right after lunch. I promise I'll try to make you not go to sleep as much as I can. My name is Guru Rao. I am the CEO and founder of nuVizz, an Atlanta, Georgia-based last mile transportation management SaaS platform. Last mile has been in the news for last 5-10 years for all good reasons, right? We all know it's the most complex part of your business and the most expensive, and also it is one segment that touches your end customer in a real way. But most of the shippers, it's not only about how good they are in managing the last mile operations, they have to rely on the network of the partners, right? Their capabilities, their technology and everything else to be able to serve their customers better. And if you look at last mile, it's a very unique problem, right? It does the same components as a traditional transportation management system, from order capture to planning to execute to track and everything else. But last mile is a completely different beast in its own, in the sense that there are three key components in last mile that are very different from a traditional TMS. One is, last mile is purely a network-based ecosystem. You all can attest that mostly the shippers are working today with hundreds and thousands of partners, right? That is a large network to manage. The second component is, last mile is a very dynamic space, unlike the traditional TMS systems. And thirdly, it's real time. Again, unlike the traditional TMS, last mile is very real time. So people have tried to solve the last mile problems using the traditional TMS solutions, which are not fit to solve those problems. It's like fitting a square peg in a round hole. That is what we do as nuVizz, a transportation management platform designed specifically to solve the last mile challenges. And we serve large shippers on one end in pharma, healthcare, food distribution, auto parts, you name it. And on the other end of the spectrum, we serve the LSPs, the logistics service providers, that serve the actual end customers and connect the dots and operate in a truly network-based ecosystem. That is what we do as a transportation management platform. And again, operational functions look very similar to what you are all familiar with, but like I said, it works on a completely different spectrum of problems in the last mile, right? So in this presentation, I hope to present to you some of the capabilities of what a modern last mile transportation management system should look like or could look like, right? Hopefully you'll take back some of those things and start a conversation. So again, these are some of the functional areas, from order capture to capacity planning and scheduling, optimization, dispatching, management of the network, delivery execution, what happens in the field, and then using that information to do your financial back-end processes, right? But again, it's done in a completely real-time dynamic mode. So let's jump into some of the capabilities. I'm going to be presenting the real actual platform that helps you manage all of these components, starting with management of your network. So that is the network that we help create a digital twin of your physical ecosystem on the platform, so you don't have to go and connect point to point with every one of your stakeholders. So that is what we call the network, and everything from an operational standpoint that you're going to see now is going to operate on that network, starting with order management and the visibility for the customers who are entering the demand into the system. So once the demand is in the system, depending on your use case, you got to provide scheduling, appointment scheduling for slots for your customers, right? The whole process can be automated based on your capacity to define and provide the slots for deliveries. Okay, all right. So once the orders are in, appointments are scheduled, the next part of it is the optimization. You got to build the routes, right? Again, there's a whole lot of plethora of options when you talk about optimization, whether you want to macro plan from a strategic standpoint, right, or real-time dynamic when the drivers are actually in the field, you want to optimize for pickups and what have you. So those components are controlled by our optimization solution. So once the demand is planned, routes are optimized, now you have to dispatch it, whether to your own resources or your agents or 3PLs or the carriers that you're working with. Again, you can automate the dispatching process on the platform with the workflow engine and AI and ML capabilities that we have. So in last mile, usually sometimes product flows through the cross-dock operations. As a platform, we also provide the capabilities for you to manage the cross-dock operations as the products go from one place to through the cross-dock to your final destination. So then comes the actual execution. What's happening in the field? Your drivers or your agents, carriers, drivers actually executing the work that is creating the real-time data, which is used to communicate with your end customers with all the real-time information. Right, so last part of the puzzle is using all that real-time information to bill your customers or pay your vendors using the existing contracts. So that is a typical last mile transportation management functionality platform, what it could look like in your ecosystem. We are nuVizz, we have been in business for the last 13 years, and we have about 2,000 companies on our platform with more than 40,000 drivers, and we cater to more than 60 million transactions a year in many different verticals, mostly in the B2B space. We also get to B2C, but B2B is our close space. So I think we have a few more minutes open to questions. Sure. That is the beauty of it, right? This is an existing SaaS platform, right? Already millions of transactions are flowing through. It's a very lightweight integration. Typically, we sit in front of an ERP or a TMS or an WMS system. All that the platform needs is the shipment information, right? That is the only piece of information we need to get everything going. So in our experience, it can happen in as short a time frame as 2 weeks to 2 months. All right. Any other questions? Feel free. Again, I said we are at booth 447. My name is Guru Rao. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.